お前はもう死んでいる。
SMP Live, home to some of the greatest Minecraft content creators of all time. Older Minecraft YouTubers such as AntVenom, Captain Sparkles, and Caveman Films. And newer Minecraft YouTubers such as jschlatt, Poke, and Call Me Carson. Let's talk a little bit about the differences between these newer and older YouTubers. One key difference between the two sides is that the newer YouTubers appear to be far more carefree and a little bit edgier than the older YouTubers. Neither side is right or wrong, but it creates an interesting parallel when these YouTubers are brought together. Seeing a player like Poke, who has such a strange sense of humor, interact with someone like Captain Sparkles, who is far more normal, is like watching a crossover episode between a sitcom and an action drama. SMP Live serves as the bridge that unites these two sides of Minecraft YouTube into one bigger society. But today I'm here to tell the story of two YouTubers. Two opposing generations and two people who learn to overcome their differences and love each other. This is the story of jschlatt and AntVenom. Funnily enough, it actually all begins when SMP Live began. It's possibly the oldest extract in the SMP Live book. The book that started on March 1st, 2019. 11 out of the 12 veteran members of SMP have gathered together for the dawn of a new era. People start their streams, gather wood, explore, all that typical Minecraft stuff. The real shit takes place 2 hours into Carson's livestream. Who else appears in chat but one of our protagonists, AntVenom? He takes an interest in SMP Live, and considering that it's, you know, AntVenom, he is promptly invited to the server. Upon logging in for the first time, Ant is greeted by a small group who have anticipated his arrival. He inspects spawn and then makes his way towards a lone tree in a plains biome. He may not know it yet, but this is the moment that would change his life. Beneath the floating foliage, AntVenom comes face to face with jschlatt. They make a brief exchange of kindness before Schlatt immediately tries to kill AntVenom. Not the best first impression to make. A feud begins to form between the two. AntVenom is clearly taken back by Schlatt's aggressive nature. This is unlike anything he's ever seen before. In retaliation, Ant donates to Schlatt's stream to take advantage of his media share to play disturbing videos. This strikes quite the nerve in Schlatt, who is now tuning into Ant's stream, only to find that he is being ridiculed by his childhood hero.
I'm going to the stream right now. Is he really live? Yes, he is. He's live.
Trying to guide him, but he's too stupid to understand. His chat's probably also going too fast.
Fuck you!
I probably have the
Fuck you!
Of, mob mentality right now.
Fuck you, bitch!
I need to not look at you know what? Even
Get the coordinates! Get the coordinates!
Schlatt had decided that AntVenom needed to die. Obviously, he was no match for AntVenom. After all, this is the guy who won the survival games like 4 times, I want to say. But none of that really matters. What does matter is what comes next. A moment that would define an epic saga of love and betrayal.
I want to kill the Ender Dragon with you.
Oh
my god.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I've wanted this my whole life. Will you please go out with me to the end?
After trying and failing to kill his childhood hero, Schlatt makes one final request. In an effort to save the friendship between himself and AntVenom, he begs, he pleads for him to join Schlatt in slaying the Ender Dragon. Ant entertains his request in the same way a man dressed as Spider-Man would to a child. At this point, I think Schlatt is done trying to make any kind of connection with his hero. But his hero certainly wasn't done with him.
Guys, someone in my chat told me to tell you that Stal was the best record.
It is.
No, I
actually.
don't actually want to. I don't actually want to do the End Dragon with him anymore.
Stal, a moderate jazz-like piece. A music disc that would become iconic for defining the relationship between jschlatt and AntVenom. The very second that Ant exclaims any positive emotion towards the disc sends jschlatt into a spiral of uncontrollable rage, causing him to leave the voice chat. This was when AntVenom knew he had found a weakness. Ant headed towards the nearest desert biome, and using his heightened game sense and enhanced button pressing speed, he obtained a Stal disc in less than 10 minutes. The puzzle was coming together, and Schlatt was the final piece. Ant rushed towards Schlatt Mountain Base, laid down a jukebox, and played the tune of Triumph. This was the breaking point. After trying and failing to kill AntVenom, after being ridiculed and bullied by his childhood hero, Schlatt was worn down and defeated. He decides that the best course of action, the only course of action, is to jump off the mountain, ending his life. As the sky grows darker, day 1 of SMP Live comes to a close. The sun begins to rise, and with it, a new day. Perhaps this could be a fresh start for our heroes, or maybe they will fall even further into disarray. Let's find out, shall we? Deep down in the mines, Ant is having a peaceful mining stream. He's talking to his chat and beginning to strip mine, when he is interrupted by none other than Schlatt. He demands to know AntVenom's location. Ant is obviously skeptical of Schlatt's plans, but eventually the two come to an agreement. After many minutes of rigorous searching, Schlatt meets up with Ant and they end up sharing the same strip mine. After a few minutes of talking to their chats, Schlatt unmutes to brag about his discovery of an abandoned mineshaft. He obviously can't prevent his gigantic ego from bursting out of his bulbous head. Much to the dismay of Schlatt, Ant heads towards the mineshaft and eventually breaks his way past Schlatt's defenses. Ant, feeling sorry for Schlatt, gives him a chance to destroy the sacred Stal music disc. The first ever Stal on SMP Live. Schlatt has the chance to end his suffering right here, right now. A chance to destroy the very thing that brought him so much pain. So what does he do? He refuses. He says, "No, AntVenom, I will not destroy that Stal music disc." Why? Because Schlatt still believes there is a chance. A chance that maybe their friendship can still be redeemed. Stal cannot be destroyed until Schlatt and AntVenom defeat the Ender Dragon together. AntVenom simply laughs and pretends that he destroyed the disc just to get a reaction. Schlatt leaves the mines and the two go off on their separate ways. So, maybe there's still hope for this friendship. Maybe both of our heroes do care for one another. Why else would AntVenom offer Schlatt the chance to destroy Stal? Why else would Schlatt refuse to destroy the disc? They might not want to admit it, but our heroes definitely feel more than just hatred for one another. The date is June 11th, 2019. SMP Live, in the span of 3.5 months, has gone from 12 members to almost 100. The spawn has bloomed into a metropolis of law and chaos. The server has gone above and beyond what anyone thought possible. But what about our heroes? Where have they found themselves after all this time?
You saying
Yes,
everybody,
I did.
you're the cop now, you're the cop this week, and the first thing you do as a police officer is ban the consumption of meat.
Well, I didn't just ban the consumption of meat, you see. I'm forcing the server to go vegan. That means no milk, no animal byproducts.
So
no cake,
AntVenom is the
nothing
cop,
that involves-
and he's banned the consumption of animal-based products. Upon discovering this, Schlatt is immediately upset at the prospect of his meat being taken away, as any man would. Luckily for him, AntVenom offers to give him a healthy and vegan alternative to his fish. Schlatt doesn't like carrots very much and decides to defecate on Ant's lawn in protest of these new rules. What a little bitch. Anyway, they screw around with Schlatt coins for a little bit, and then the discussion shifts its focus to the Cuck Labyrinth, a huge obsidian maze underneath the spawn city. Schlatt actually offers to help AntVenom with anything he needs, but it turns out that Ant is actually more interested in helping Schlatt with the Cuck Labyrinth. What's this? An exchange of kindness and eagerness to help one another between our heroes? I guess a lot's changed in 3 months. So Schlatt and AntVenom decide to team up and gather obsidian for the Cuck Labyrinth. Oh, and Michael's here too. Step 1 of Operation Cuck Maze was to head to the End Dimension and harvest the End Pillars for resources. Upon entering the End, Schlatt actually earns the achievement, The End, implying that this is his first time in the dimension. AntVenom, being the badass that he is, guides Schlatt through the perilous cosmic wasteland towards their ultimate goal, Obsidian. Michael, who is falling behind due to repeatedly dying, decides he wants to start whining and bitching. Ant and Schlatt both tell him the objectively correct solution, which is to just improve his skill at the game. This causes him to enter a fit of blind rage, which in turn causes Ant and Schlatt to laugh and bond over the pain of their friend. Schlatt takes the torment even further and decides to reward himself by keeping Michael's belongings. Obviously, this only causes Michael to channel his anger even further into entertaining outbursts of rage. It's pretty funny. Michael starts killing Endermen to try and restore his lost experience points. If you're familiar with SMP Live in any way, then you'll know that Enderman farming is strictly illegal. AntVenom, as an officer of the law, suggests that Schlatt and himself need to arrest Michael, possibly using brute force. Schlatt comes up with the far more twisted idea of killing Michael. AntVenom purposefully turns away, implying that he supports Schlatt's method of dealing with criminals. Michael makes a hasty escape, but this doesn't stop his friends from making a mockery of him. The trio decide to regain their focus on the matter at hand, which is to finish gathering obsidian. Operation Cuck Maze is back in action until AntVenom is paid to kill Michael. Schlatt witnesses the fight break out and the scales are weighing in AntVenom's favor. Michael makes a dash towards the exit and actually does manage to escape, but unfortunately, he is killed by the fall damage upon exiting the portal. The boys decide that they've spent enough time in the desolate End Dimension, and decide to return home. Unbeknownst to Schlatt and AntVenom, as they grow closer, so does the final battle. They're gonna have to be prepared for this moment. The moment that would define not just their friendship, but SMP Live as a whole. This may have been a short and possibly unnecessary chapter in the Dawn of Stal, but it's important to show that our heroes are growing closer. Every single second that passes is a second closer to the final fight, and another second that Schlatt and Ant need to spend preparing for their destiny. It's all coming together now. Our heroes are as ready as they'll ever be. As much as I want this story to last forever, one day every great story must face the end. 1 month has passed since the events of Chapter 2. The Book of Stal is coming to a close. AntVenom is at his house in the mountain biome. He's using his time to forge the end crystals, which will be used to summon the dragon. He gathers his gear and travels through the nether to meet Schlatt. Schlatt finally logs onto the server and joins the voice chat. Ant and Schlatt greet each other kindly and relish in their excitement. The two meet up at Schlatt & Co. headquarters. The two then spend some time preparing Schlatt for the fight. Ant may be a Minecraft expert, but this is Schlatt's first time ever fighting the dragon. He hadn't even entered the end until a month ago. Once Schlatt is geared up, they briefly meet with nearby resident Zach Fuller. Zach shows his support for the duo on their journey to fight the dragon. Schlatt finally equips his diamond armor, and the pair travel through the nether to reach the highway that leads to the end. However, their journey is interrupted when they come face to face with 2B2T legend, Fit MC. He is unaware of what's going on, to which the heroes explain the importance of the current circumstances. Fit shows his respect for the heroes for deciding to defeat the dragon the hard way. He wishes them good luck on their quest and sees them off to the highway. They finally reach the stronghold. They're one step away from their final destination. But before they can enter the end and begin the fight, Ant has a present for Schlatt. He hands him a black shulker box and encourages him to open it. Upon gazing inside the box, Schlatt sees the sacred Stal music disc, surrounded by bone blocks. At first, he sees it as some kind of attack and tries to kill Ant in retaliation, until Ant reminds him that he said Schlatt could destroy the first Stal music disc when the prophecy is fulfilled. Schlatt calms down. He thanks his friend. He's ready for the next step. They take a deep breath and enter the void once more. Together, they retrace their steps and head towards the center of the island. Ant pulls out the end crystals. 4 are needed to summon the dragon. He places each crystal in its necessary location, and the summoning process begins. The heroes take one last moment to prepare for the toughest battle they will ever face. Schlatt lands the final hit on the dragon, and the heroes cheer in celebration of their victory. They watch as the dragon combusts into a blinding flash of light. The light clears, the dust settles, and the duo emerge victorious. They finally prepare to leave the cosmic wasteland when all of a sudden, Schlatt remembers the prophecy. The promise they made at the start of SMP Live. The promise that Stal could finally be destroyed once the dragon had been defeated. Schlatt places the shulker box on the ground and pulls out the disc. He chuckles in anticipation. The moment he has been waiting for since day 1. He gazes into the void, Stal in hand. He takes one last breath and throws the disc into the dark, empty abyss. The heroes face each other one last time, reflecting on their journey of self-discovery and acceptance. Not only has the dragon been slain, but so has any semblance of hatred between Schlatt and AntVenom. Schlatt looks into the eyes of his childhood hero turned friend. He's learnt that sometimes our heroes aren't who we want them to be, but that's okay. AntVenom is not perfect, and neither is Schlatt. Ant looks into the eyes of his former rival turned friend. He's come to accept his newfound place among the younger generation. He knows that the bizarre nature of SMP Live was never something to be afraid of. Schlatt was never someone to be afraid of. They take a step into the portal and return home. The prophecy is fulfilled, and the Book of Stal comes to a close. The dragon has been slain, and Stal has been destroyed.